steer clear of the Shoalwater Bay training area in central Queensland, where a major military training exercise is planned. Paul Robinson reports.
Exercise Talisman-Sabre involves 17,000 Australian and US troops. National protests are planned while a peace vigil will be held outside the military barracks in Rockhampton tonight. Lieutenant Colonel Dick Firewood from the Australian Defence Force says it would be dangerous if protesters entered the Shoalwater Bay training area where live fire exercises will be carried out.
One of the protesters, Robin Torbenfeld, says their action will be peaceful.
I can't predict whether people will be trying to get into the Shoalwater Bay training area or not. That's possible, but I certainly don't expect to see any anger. The people who are coming here are peace campaigners and peace activists. The purpose of joining here is to say that we have a vision for peace and hope for the future, not one of anger and aggression.
Morning. Hello this morning.
Lovely day.
It is. We've got vehicles coming in and out. Will you be setting up on the road, or will they be able to come in and out? Just for your safety.
We haven't quite decided.
Okay, no worries.
We'll work through that process. We'll let you know what's going on.
Veni Sancte Spiritus, Veni Sancte Spiritus, Veni Sancte Spiritus.
This is Shoalwater Bay Military Training Centre here in central Queensland, presently hosting Operation Talisman-Sabre, which involves 11,000 US troops and 6,000 Australian troops. Both these militaries are involved in the illegal invasion, occupation and plunder of Iraq at the moment. A group of 6 activists have made their way into the base and are carrying out a memorial service for the dead. Both some of the 100,000 Iraqis have been killed according to the Lancet report, mostly women and children, and now 1,650 US military personnel who've been killed in that war. Those names are being read here presently. And we're reflecting on the suffering that continues in Iraq and the role such military exercises that prepare young men and women to go into a war that has been declared illegal by Kofi Annan, immoral by the Pope and unwinnable by many American military experts.
I think I'm here because we live in a country where we've still got kids living in poverty, and yet we're spending millions of dollars on these guys running around pretending to kill people. And we live in a world where there's millions of children dying of starvation, and yet we've got the same thing here. That's just sort of short-sightedness, where we're so interested in building up power and building up military strength that we're not concerned for humanity. Making a zebra crossing.
What for?
So that when the trucks come, pedestrians have right of way over the military vehicles. Shouldn't barge through pedestrians peacefully crossing a zebra crossing.
That's a good idea.
That's what we think.
Maybe hurt them?
Are you dead?
Just so everyone's aware, we've got a couple of defence people.
I'm dead.
You're dead? What happened to you?
I was exposed to radioactive depleted uranium.
You're not looking very well.
Very slow and ugly death.
Well, I've come to wreak havoc on your environment and to be a part of the war. I'm hoping to nuclearize, militarize, empiricalize the whole of the wide world, because all I want is corporations to rule the day. And that's why I'm here, and your Prime Minister has invited me here, along with your state governments. They're happy to have me here at this US base. We're hoping to take over a lot of Australia's land and make them military bases. That's why I'm here today, Sheila.
Thanks, George. Death and George. What a good combination.
Hello, Death. Death's my best friend.
It's a waste of human life, a waste of money, a waste of people's brains, a waste of resources, and it's just a really stupid idea. And I just think that I just can't stand George Bush's smirk either. I think he's a doofus. Stop the war games. We don't want any more war games. Put the resources to better use.
Hello.
Hello.
What are you doing here?
We're walking across the bridge to get attention, and we're getting it, which is good.
Are you getting positive feedback, you reckon?
Totally.
I think we're getting positive beeps. The people of Rockhampton really do want peace. They don't like war games on our shores.
Thank you.
All right, now your main opposition to this exercise that's happening.
We have a number of concerns, Jeff. One is that we think that the Australian Defence Forces should be used for the defence of this country,
Okay.
not for coalition warfare and getting Australia dragged into adventures at the Americans' dictatorship like Vietnam, like Iraq. And this exercise will be practising amphibious landings. We'd like to ask Canberra, who is Australia planning to invade in the near future? They say it's about interoperability. Horrible military speak word at American direction, and we feel our defence forces should be used for the defence of Australia and in pursuit of a made in Australia foreign policy, not decisions made in Washington. Now, this isn't allowing us to be really an independent country. You know, I want to say one thing, if I may, Jeff. We're not against the kids, the troops, those young men and women. Our concern is with the decisions being made in Canberra and in Washington. 5 years ago, we didn't talk about preemptive strikes, we talked about invasions. And we all agreed that's against... invasions. And we all said that's against international law.
Yeah.
Now, the Americans say preemptive strike, and unfortunately, the Howard government does too.
If you fail to move so as directed, you will be arrested for disobeying my direction. Do you understand that?
But not everyone wanted to move. Police making 4 arrests.
Are you going to move as directed?
Some went in silent protest. Others had more to say, lashing out at police.
Nazi thugs, look at this.
After a 6-hour delay, the peace campaigners watched on as the convoys finally began moving in.
We've been told all the time that our hospitals are poor, our schools are poor, yet we have enough money to waste with our American friends blowing up places in Australia.
But I really feel very strongly that no community should have to barter its peaceful nature, its right to have peace, right to have a good environment, right to have social services, right to have good health care, and right to have a nuclear-free future in exchange for military exercises.
But will nuclear come into the equation with these exercises?
Well, certainly all American attacks...
They haven't really confirmed or denied it, have they?
Well, they do not... as policy, the American military does not confirm nor deny whether it's carrying nuclear weapons. So for all intents and purposes, we can say that Australia is collaborating with America for preparations for nuclear war.
Group of us are here to oppose the war games because war is not a game, and we need to promote a world of peace, not war.
I'm here because I think there is a futility about war, history hasn't proved that war has solved anything for the human race. I just feel for the innocent victims that maimed and killed through the wars, that nothing's changed because of the political structure we live under today is still there. And I think basically that's what we've got to change if we're going to see peace in this world.
I want to acknowledge that this land is Darumbo land, but what I'd like to see is I'd like to see the land up there and the sea up there at Shoalwater Bay returned to its traditional owners and preserved for the peace and the community. To have peace on earth, we have to have environmental and social justice, and addressing the issues of Aboriginal sovereignty is part of that. I'm an American citizen. I migrated to this country on purpose, and one of the reasons I love Australia is because I can feel that it is a sacred and ancient land, but also because I don't have to live in fear in this country like I do in my homeland. And I don't want that culture of fear being imported and transplanted over here. Living in fear is a way to keep people having wars on terror and perpetual war and being defensive all the time. And that's not the direction I want my home country or my adopted homeland to go in. I don't want to see Talisman-Sabre, which is just a symbol in this case. Talisman-Sabre 2005 is the beginning of an increase in joint military activity between my two countries. Talisman-Sabre 07 is going to be when 3 new joint training facilities are online at Shoalwater Bay, Bradshaw and Delamere Range in the Northern Territory. So it is the government's intention to increase military activity. It is not its intention to decrease it or to work for peace. And we don't believe that increasing military activity, especially after refusing to sign a non-aggression treaty with people in our region, is a way to promote peace on earth or a way to work for solving problems that exist on this planet.
I guess I see this frankly as a small ripple in this community in terms of being against this barracks and what it stands for. But I guess that I'm here because I'm hoping that if I can add to that ripple, we can turn that into a wave.